Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center for today's home playoff game for the Durham Lords as they take on the Mohawk Mountaineers in the 4-5 East-West crossover matchup here. The Lords finishing 4th place in the East region, earning themselves a home playoff spot with a very respectable record of 12-6 this year. The Mohawk finds themselves in this ball game, finishing 5th out west with a very solid record of 11-7 on the season. Two very evenly matched teams. This should be a fun one. Your starters for the Durham Lords here today: Madison McBurney, Sarah Raymond, Cassidy Nicholson Clark, Jessica Johansson, Allison Twilliger, Devin Frazier, and Megan Romaine. For the Mountaineers, Vanden Wild, Kinsley Child, Jessica Heidbert, Jessie McIsaac, Danielle Camps, Amanda Cooper, and Kelsey Kovar are your starters for the visiting Mountaineers. Joey Chapman alongside John Lodge in the booth, as we have been all year. And John, it's fun to finally have a playoff game here inside the CRWC.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I missed the last game, Joey. Apparently it was a very good game by Durham. Straight sets victory. Good to see heading into these playoffs. And yeah, this is strange for us as we have a crossover. We're not used to this. This is our first playoff game, so we'll see how this one goes, and hopefully Durham can come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. As these two teams both trying to have a good start. This is Johansson for the Lord. She quickly gets that over. Volleyed up. This is Child, and the Mountaineers find a way to get it over. Romaine goes across, and there's the first point of the game. Sarah Raymond hammers one cross court, and the Lords up 1-0 here early.
I was talking with Coach Clark just before the start of the game here, and Vanderwide is who they're going to key in on. She made a few errors on the third, 6 total errors, and she's a lefty, so she's her power hitter, and they're keying in on her today.
As the Lords have to get this ball over here, Jessica Johansson hits that ball into the net. First unforced error for the Lords, and the Mountaineers will get back on serve for the first time. This is Kelsey Kovar, the 5th year out of Stony Creek, Ontario, looking to finish off her OCAA career, or at least not have her OCAA career end here on the road. Good rally here as Devin Frazier sends that up. It's Romaine sending it across. That was a good play there by Sarah Raymond to get it over. Hard hit ball there by the Mountaineers. Danielle Camps at the net. The 5'11" Vineland Station native. I have no idea where that is, Johnny.
Neither do I. We were talking about Kovar there for a second. In the last game against Conestoga, Joey, 17 kills, 22 total attempts, 1 assist, 3 aces, 9 digs, and 20 points. What a game.
Yeah, that's a hell of a stat line there for the Mountaineers. The Lords going to take this point off a good rally. Raymond gets back on serve here for the Lords. First time we're seeing a crossover. So these two teams did not see each other in the regular season. Of course, this is crossover Saturday here in the OCAA women's volleyball. I guess it's on the men's side as well, but the Lords are not in it, as we got this game here versus Mohawk. The Humber Hawks are currently dominating La Cité. Cambridge and Loyalists just started. Seneca at Sheridan just started. Candor at Fanshawe just started, and Niagara at Algonquin starts at 2. We will keep you updated as long as we are on the air in this one. Raymond sends this ball over, a long volley to the backcourt. Mountaineers have an opportunity. Good job there by Romaine. Twilliger hits that ball hard, but it's nicely dug out there by the Mountaineers. Big block at the net. That was Cassidy Nicholson Clark and Allison Twilliger teaming up there. And the Lords, off a good rally, tied this game back up at 3s.
Twilliger looking good there, continuing her strong form as against Fleming. She had quite the stat line herself with 23 attempts, 13 kills, 2 aces, 3 digs, and a block with 16 points, leading the team.
Yeah, it was Nicole Vanden Heuvel's night, but Allison Twilliger stepped up huge, and she does so right there again as she gets involved on that block.
It was her and Madison McBurney on that one.
Cassie Nicholson-Clark has the ball in her hands here with the Lords leading 4-3 very early in this first set. Volley set across here. This is Vanderwild. She is blocked there nicely by the Lords. They go back the other way. Nice dig out there by CNC. This is Johansson. Johansson hits it hard, but a good dig out there from McIsaac. Rally at the net broken up as the Mountaineers do a good job to get that one.
That was McIsaac with that one, getting it off the hands of Terwilliger and Romaine, I believe.
Terwilliger's been busy here early for Durham. 4-4 here the score. Joey Chapman, John Lodge with you here live on the Durham Lords Network. This serve sent over and long. Good communication there from the Lords. It was Raymond calling that ball long and everybody let it go. Terwilliger has the ball in her hands now for the Lords. Terwilliger rocking the double knee braces or knee pads. Sends that ball into the net, and an unforced error has tied this game back up at 5s. This is McIsaac, the Aurelia native, for the Mountaineers. Ball sent over right at Fraser. Romaine tipped it there. McBurney at the net was stopped. Terwilliger, and that's a good block there. A celebration from Kelsey Cover. She went up and hammered that ball down, just completely stuffing the Lord's offering there. And a bit of nerve showing here early, John. That's a string of unforced errors on serves from both teams early in this one. Yeah, we've seen the ball hit the net a bit here, Joey, so it'll be interesting to see if the nerves calm down here as we get further along in this game. That serve by Johansson went over. And a rally here. Mountaineers get it back. This is Romaine to McBurney at the net, and McBurney gets it over. They're going to call a net violation. Oh, excuse me. That's going to be, I don't know what the violation was. Either way, it's going to be against the Mountaineers. No real signal made from the officials. Jessica Johansson not going to complain too much about that. She has the ball back in her hands on serve. Lords trying to get something going here, and they do. A nice combo block there between 1 and 2, McBurney and Raymond, as the Whitby, Ontario natives team up for a combo block there. Lords have their largest lead. It is 2. Johansson sends that ball over directly at McIsaac. Scramble from the Mountaineers, and they can't get it to go around the net, or over the net. They went around there, the referees are going to say. Got the A crew here of officials, John. You normally don't see. Took the words right out of my mouth. I wanted to save that for a little bit later on. I just noticed it, yeah. Good block there from the Lords. I was going to save that one for the second set because you're doing so good. I didn't want to jump in on you, but yeah, we've got some flag waivers line judges, we'll call them, that are not normally line judges. They're normally full referees, 1 and 2. No, not messing around in playoff season. Busting out the big guns. As the Lords have forced the Mountaineers into their first time out after a 4-point run, has put them up 10-6 in this first set. You can feel the energy in this building already, Joey. Playoff time, nothing like it. Absolutely not. So this is crossover weekend. Every winner who wins today from across the OCAA will go into the tournament on the 22nd at Centennial. As I see some friends of mine walking in the building now to take in the game with his daughters. Nice. Give him a shout out, Johnny. Bergsy, I see you, buddy. You won't hear me. You won't hear this because I know you won't watch it back. But I see you down there in the front row. Giving the shout outs as Johansson sends that ball right into the net. So Mohawk, Joey, this month 3 and 2 with 2 straight sets victories, but they also had a 5-set victory, and that one was a killer, man. If I can just give me a second here to look it up. And apparently I can't find it on my notes. 25-21, 25-20, 25-22, 25-9, and 15-13. Those games went the distance. That's certainly uncharacteristic of this Mountaineers team. They've played so well in 2018. That ball goes long there, as that was Kemper sending that ball hard and long. Madison McBurney will have the serve here for the Lords. McBurney sends this ball over, handcuffs McIsaac a little bit, and the Mountaineers trying to get it back over. They do. Romaine to Cassidy Nicholson Clark, who does a good job there just tipping the ball over. Dug out to Williger. Romaine, and Romaine with the quick tap over the net extends this lead for the Durham Lords as it's now 5 with McBurney on the serve.
Giving the ball the knuckles there and just tapping it over. A nice little move by Romaine.
McBurney, a long serve there. It goes way over.
Got underneath that one a little bit.
Yeah, the 6'2" Whitby, Ontario native just gets a little under that ball. And this is going to be Kemper on serve, the Woodstock native for Mohawk.
She's their setter, Joey. She had 34 assists in the game against Redeemer earlier in the month.
Redeemer's not the best school in the OCAA. They are second last in the West region, but certainly anytime you can put up that many assists in a game, you're having yourself one, and the Lord certainly would like to not allow the Mountaineers to do anything like that here today, but our excellent serve off the hands of Cooper there, making Fraser dive out for that ball, and Devin Fraser just can't get under it. As I feel like I've said her name 3 different times, I'm gonna double check it here. Caper, excuse me, so I have been saying it wrong, I apologize. Romaine, cross, huge block there, but that's gonna land out of play. And Sarah Raymond gonna get the point for the Lords as Megan Romaine gets back on serve here for Durham.
Got the noisemakers going here. We got the men's basketball team getting ready to play today, later on tonight, and they're in the front row making a lot of noise.
Good to see the support from all the Durham athletes. As this is a good rally here. Blocked at the net, but still gets over to Williger. Goes cross court, dug out nicely there by the Mountaineers. They have to get this ball over. They do. That's going to be a net violation on Caper. And Durham gets the ball back. Romaine continues this serve. 14-10 here, the score early in this first set, or midway through this first set, I should say now. A nice serve there, forces the libero Child to dive for it. And that's going to go off the arms of CNC and out of play. Good attempt there on the block, just couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, she got up there, but once it hits up those fingers, you can never really control what's going to happen to it, and just went out of bounds on her. Good job there by Fraser, not taking that, not attacking that one, and letting that one go long there, Joey. That was very close to landing in bounds, but that's veteran knowledge there of the game. Out of the first-year players, I say veteran knowledge.
As that's a good job there by the Mountaineers, taking that Sarah Raymond offering on the serve and quickly pouncing. Pretty much textbook there. Bump set spike, and they get back on serve here, down by 3. This is McIsaac. No, excuse me, it is Camps with the serve. Fraser, Romaine to Williger, and that's blocked there. Romaine sends it across to Johansson. Back-to-back huge blocks from the Mountaineers. Johansson just taps this ball over, trying to get it past this front wall. The Lords answer with one of their own, and Allison Terwilliger answers 2 big blocks from Mohawk with one of her own, and that time it finds the floor.
Terwilliger and, sorry.
No, it's all right, buddy.
I was going to say, Terwilliger and CNC have been teaming up at the net there. They've been looking really good.
Absolutely, as that's a deadly combination for Coach Clark. Expect to see that a lot here this afternoon. An excellent play there from Vanderwild as she just put that ball in a great spot. Nothing Sarah Raymond could do about that. 16-13 the score. Vanderwild on serve, the Carlisle, Ontario. I'm going to go with Ontario. 4th-year player. Lots of veterans sprinkled on this Mohawk team, along with a bunch of first-year players. As we were looking at their roster, they certainly brought the entire team down to Durham. 18 players on the Mohawk roster. They 6 on the court, can't control that ball as they lose it on the rally. Lords regain serve here, and it will be Terwilliger with it in her hands.
Not a single one of them on the bench with a sweater on either. They're all getting into this. Maybe not getting into the game, but they're showing their support by not relaxing.
Well, I love the Nicole Vandenhoeven sweater. She's always rocking it on the sidelines. You know she's ready to go.
I think she's going to be in the game. I shouldn't have said it that way. It's not how I meant it. But.
No, they're all up and standing. We've certainly seen teams, especially when they have lots of guys or players who don't play, they sit there, they don't really do much. Certainly not the case here, as the Lords have forced the Mountaineers into their second timeout as a roar of applause comes from the CRWC. Lords forced this timeout 19-13 the score here in the first set.
Yeah, the pace has picked up greatly, or has been kept up, I should say, in this game. Not a lot of long rallies in this one. You've had some medium-length ones, but most of it's at 2 or 3 touches and then a point, and then we're going back and forth and back and forth. And the Lords doing a good job here, open up a 6-point lead, looking for that first set victory in the playoffs, Joey. You get that first set and it adds to your confidence. You'll be able to push forward.
Absolutely, and we have a final out of Humber. Not surprisingly, the Humber Hawks defeat La Cité 3-0 and move on to the OCAA Final 8. I guess that's what Humber's calling it. We can call it that. I like it. The Final 8 will be in Centennial next weekend, I should say.
I guess Elite 8 has been taken.
I guess so. There's probably some copyright there, and we just never want to get involved with the NCAA. As this is Fraser Romaine to Johansson, and she hits that ball long and hard. She was looking for the tip, but not going to get the call there from the officials. And the Mountaineers quickly regain serve after that timeout.
Our boy Funcho getting some work in before he puts some work in.
I noticed Funcho rocking it out down there. Big block there by McBurney at the net. She goes again, she gets it up, but as good of a play that was from Madison McBurney, I believe that was number 9 for the Mountaineers, Hedbert, who was just as strong there, matching her block for block at the net. Big point there for the Mountaineers. Terwilliger, she mishits that ball.
Got that one off the thumb, I think.
Yeah, just hit the side of her hand for sure, John. And Coach Clark has seen enough here as the Lords slipping. Calls his first timeout with the green, white, and gold still up by 3.
Vandenhoeven giving a little bit of advice there to McBurney, who was upset at not being able to put that ball up higher on the block by Mohawk. Coach Clark was just assuring her that she was doing a good job. Just continue playing the way she was playing. You could tell by his body language that's what he was saying to her. Lord's doing a good job. Mohawk able to come back a little bit, close the gap to 3 points. You got to come out of this timeout, Joey, and reassert what they were doing about 2 or 3 minutes ago before the last timeout by Mohawk. They were playing a good game. Maybe they're just getting in their heads a little bit. Stop thinking about it and let's just go out and do it, right? That's what we've been saying all year. They're athletes. They've been doing this for their whole lives. They love this game. Just go out and have fun and play.
Absolutely, and I misspoke earlier. The Durham Lords men's volleyball team is in action today on Crossover Sunday, or Saturday, as they will take on the Algonquin Thunder.
My buddy Bergs' daughter just came up and said hi.
As I'm trying to correct myself, I was reading it wrong. That's the basketball from today. I was so confident, and then I wasn't.
Oh, big block at the net, but tipped by Romaine, and I believe McBurney goes out of bounds off the Lords. Redeemer closing the gap. Or Redeemer, oh my goodness. Mohawk closing the gap. Redeemer's at home, relaxing, taking a nap.
Hasn't played a meaningful volleyball game in a while. That's a good serve there from the Mountaineers. Johansson, who's been quiet, John, kind of surprisingly, really the best player for the Lords. And that's a huge break there for Durham as they get that ball over, or excuse me, as the Mountaineers hit that ball long. Jessica Johansson has the ball now. get out Frazier with a better play to keep it alive as the Lords here in the middle of a rally. Johansson dives for that one and it doesn't, or she can't control it. That's certainly a tough play there for number 6. And
JJ giving it all she got on that one, Joey, just unable to keep it in and control it.
yeah, absolutely. As Mountaineers have the ball back. This is Meredith Elstone. First time we're seeing her in the game, as that's a good service. She sent that right at Raymond. This is Johansson, bumps it over there to the backcourt. Mountaineers do a good job there to hit it hard. That's going to hit off the arms of a Lord player. I believe it was Terwilliger. And the Mountaineers are just 1 point away from tying this thing up at 20s.
Yeah, Mohawk has definitely come back and been much more dominant after their second timeout.
Another good serve there as Frazier had to be sharp, as that's going to go long, and we're tied up at 20s as Raymond just couldn't control that one. Have to think Coach Clark is thinking about calling his second and final timeout. Elstone, Hamilton, Ontario native, sends this ball over once again right at Devin Frazier. Romaine, and it's a nice play there by Raymond just to tap it over. Mountaineers try and regroup, but McBurney's at the net, shutting them down. And Madison McBurney single-handedly shuts down the Mohawk Mountaineers on that play. As not 1, not 2, but 3 blocks at the net for the Whitby, Ontario native. And she gets back on serve here for the Lords.
Yeah, good job with the light touch, and unable to dig that one out was Mohawk.
It's a nice setup there from the Mountaineers as McIsaac eventually hammers that ball home. As this is a back and forth first set, is not at all unsurprising, as the 4-5 crossover matchup is expected to be a good one, and that's exactly what we got here. Good serve there. Tough play for Johansson, and a bit of miscommunication there from the Lords, as Coach Clark is getting up and communicating with his squad. They seem to be back on their heels just a little bit here. Mountaineers have seized some momentum. The crowd trying to get the Lords back into it. Serve over there. Johansson hits that up. It's Frazier. Johansson gets this ball over. She needed to there. The Mountaineers have an opportunity. A big block. CNC and Romaine were there, but they can't control it. And there it is, John, as Coach Clark is forced into calling his timeout, as his team now finds themselves down by 2.
Yeah, you can tell that both these teams are very evenly matched, Joey, and the Lords have only amplified that by not being able to communicate as well as Mohawk. That's one thing that I keyed in on, was Mohawk is speaking to each other, or yelling at each other, letting them know where they're going to be, so that not more than one person goes to the ball. And Durham needs to do the same. They're just a little bit out of not jiving right now as Durham, so they need to just come out of this timeout, play better as a team. Everybody do your job, and let's go out there and get this this first set victory. Both these teams so evenly matched. Mohawk 6 straight set victories on the year. Durham 7 straight sets victories on the year.
Mohawk comes into this one with a 6-3 road record on the year in their 9 road games. The Lords an impressive 7-2 at home. And this is a huge moment here. The serve sent over, dug out by Johansson. Romaine, and a huge block there, but it's going to land out of play as Vanden Wild got a piece of it, but too much. As the Lords get back on serve here, it will be Romaine with it now. The primary setter for the Lords sends this ball over on a good serve right at the libero Child. Dug out there, and a nice set by the Mountaineers as they go cross court to find empty space. The Lords all watching on that one, and now the visiting team in orange has an opportunity to serve for the set. 24-22. Set over here by Corver. Frazier, Johansson. Terwilliger just volleys that ball over safely. Mountaineers trying to respond. A hard hit there. Frazier does a nice job to dig it out. Terwilliger goes cross court. Nice dig out by Cover. Romaine CNC to Terwilliger, and Terwilliger hits it off the hands of a Mountaineer and gets it to go. As a huge play there from Allison Terwilliger keeps the Lords alive here in this set.
I believe that went off the hands of Kelsey Kovar, Joey, and I thought that it might have been going long.
McBurney sends this ball over the net safely on serve. Big block at the net by Joe Henson. Fraser, Romaine, Terwilliger has to get it over. She does. An outstretched Corver there with an interesting play. Romaine, Johansson, McBurney, and that ball goes long. The story is Sarah Raymond just gets too much of that one, and the Lords fall in this first set 25-23 as the Mountaineers do a good job at rallying late and coming back to steal that one away from the home team.
Yeah, I don't know what Coach, and I don't believe we have phonetics on Coach, but I do not know what Coach Schnarr had said in that final timeout, but whatever he said worked, and it worked wonders for the Mountaineers. They came out, and they came out on fire. They were down 6 points, and they win by 2, 25-23. The Lords have to come out of this set break here, Joey, and not get down on themselves. They got to come out. They got to get this victory. You can't go down 2 sets to none against those Mountaineers. It's not in the playoffs.
No, absolutely not. That's certainly not the road you want to go down, and that's got to be a disappointing set for the Lords, as they were firmly in control of the game for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared with the Mountaineers stealing control and just coming back.
Interesting. I wonder what's going on the court right now, Joey.
It looks like volleyball beer pong to me, but
we're getting kids to play beer pong.
Gotta teach them young.
Volley pong.
Gotta start them early, Mr. Lodge.
We are on campus, I guess.
Apparently. So there's like a carnival going on in the gym next door. I don't really know what's happening there.
Yeah, I walked in and I was like, why does it smell like a carnival here? And then from the corner, someone's like, because we're having a carnival. So I don't know what's going on at CRWC other than volleyball and basketball. Oh, and it bounces in and out. No Steph Curry's here right now.
No, this doesn't. Oh, there it is.
With the soccer toss, Kyle Lowry.
That was solid. This, I don't think they're going to finish in time. We got a minute left before we start the second set.
No.
You never know.
Coming out into the second set, I think Megan Romaine needs to be a bigger part. She was good, but it just seemed like she was scrambling a little bit, along with Devin Fraser. I noticed at the end Fraser had, she had a good dig, but she could have been more involved in the last point, but she tripped over a teammate's feet trying to get her footing back. So I think the Lords just need to communicate more is what I'm saying. If you speak to each other, and I understand playing a sport, you're inside your own head, and it's hard to get those words out, but you got to communicate with each other, and when you do that, the game is easier.
Absolutely. And as we see, the Lords have themselves a good 30-second little powwow there, just the players on the court as they try and
Alexa Armstrong's checking in, Joey.
Yeah, exactly. As a couple changes here from Coach Clark. Really, that's the only change, is Alexa Armstrong's going to get her first playing time, as Devin Fraser is currently on the sidelines. You know she's going to come back in as soon as the Mountaineers get back on serve, as the Lords are behind 1-0 here at home after dropping that first one 25-23 here on crossover Saturday in the OCAA women's volleyball, men's volleyball, all the way across. This is crossover Saturday, getting ready for the final 8 next weekend, as the Lords look to book their spot to Centennial on the 22nd. They come out with the first point of this set as that ball goes long. Joey Chapman alongside, as always, John Lodge on the Durham Lords Network. Follow us on Twitter at Joey Chapman54.
At JustJohn619.
You know it.
Spelled J-U-S, not J-U-S-T. Get the T out of here.
JustJohn9.
619.
619. Tweet at us. Let us know if we're butchering your family member or friend's name. Feel free to give us a shout out and let us know, as this is our last volleyball game here of the season, as the Mountaineers jump up 2-1. And this is Cooper. I said that wrong again. On serve. Kuiper. That's not it. It's Caper.
We both butchered it.
Yeah, it's phonetically it's different than it looks. Anyways, Caper back on serve here. That's a couple good ones from here, as the crowd trying to jinx her a little bit. You got the drums going, you got the pots and pans. As the good crowd on hand for this playoff game, but unfazed so far are the Mountaineers. This goes cross. It's Terwilliger that's going to hit off the hand of a Mountaineer. And Allison Terwilliger, not unsurprising when the Lords need a point. Number 10 is the player to go to.
Yeah, good job of her getting it off the hands of the Mountaineers, and it's going long. They need to get back in this one, down 1 point early.
Set up there, nice dig out by Terwilliger. This volleyed over from the backcourt there, as the Lords had no choice, and the Mountaineers make them pay, as that time it is Camps who hammers that ball home. 4-2 the score here now. Lords trailing early. Mountaineers certainly seem to have stolen some of this early momentum that the Lords have. This is Frazier to Romaine. Nice play there by Alexa Armstrong at the net just to tip it over. Frazier bumps that up, but it's going into the stands. It's a good effort from Jessica Johansson, but she had no shot on that ball, as it went a good 4 rows back into the visiting section.
Yeah, I still think the Mountaineers are taking advantage of the lack of communication on the Lord's side of the court. I really do. I mean, I know we can't hear them very well with these headphones on, but I don't see them talking to each other very much.
Romaine Johansson, she hit that ball flat, but it got over. Dog out there by Romaine. Frazier, Terwilliger goes to the backcourt, but a good job there by Child. And that's going to get down as the Mountaineers hammer that ball off the arms of the Lords. That time it's Vandenwild, as the orange and black have come out strong. Actually, I don't know if they're orange and black. I think they're all just wearing black shorts, as every team does. But definitely the Mountaineers coming out strong, and the Lords are on their heels. Alexa Armstrong, her first service of this afternoon's match. It's a good one. Gets over, but can't take advantage, as that ball is hammered home right in front of the feet of Sarah Raymond, and she watched that ball hit the ground, shakes her head, as the Lords in a bit of a rut right now in the second set. They find themselves down by 4. The crowd trying to keep them in it, but that's 2 missed hits in a row from Sarah Raymond.
If I'm Coach Clark here, I'm calling a timeout, Joey. My team is not performing the way I want them to right now. Raymond unable to get low enough on the point before that, and then she sends it into the wall, the point directly after. I think the Mountaineers are going to start attacking her.
Certainly seems to be the case, as it looked like they were going to go at her again, but that ball goes long as the noise level picks up here inside the CRWC. The Lords taking on the Mountaineers.
Terwilliger, let's see if she can bring the Lords back into this set.
They need a good service here. That's hit hard, and that's another serve wasted. Once again, it's Lindsay Vanderwild at the net, and she has serve here.
There it is.
Yeah, Coach Clark forced into calling his timeout early in this second set. Lords find themselves down by 5, and this has not been pretty in this one, John.
No, the Lords have not come out in the second set and done anything that they needed to do or to repair from what they were playing like in the back half of the first set, Joey. You know, the communication, I keep hitting on that one. I'm seeing it a little bit more now, but you got to keep it up. You got to talk to each other, and then they got to sell out on these shots. Raymond, I find, she's not getting down low enough. She's not attacking the ball low enough, and maybe that's because of the lack of communication. Be more vocal people yell that you're going to go there. I know there's a fear of getting hit by one of your teammates. You don't want to get hurt, especially taking a key player. Lord's going to come back with a little bit of fire to this timeout. I hope Coach Clark maybe fired his players up there a little bit in that timeout. McBurney comes back into the game. That must have happened just before the timeout as Armstrong is checked out.
I think it just happened after the timeout. I think he just did it. And here we go. Lord's down by 5 after this timeout. Need a pushback here. Frazier, Romaine, Raymond sends this ball over nicely. Trying to answer back are the Mountaineers. Just bumped over there by the team in orange. Just gives Johansson a good opportunity. And finally, Jessica Johansson gets on the board. It's been a quiet afternoon for the Lord's leading point getter. But she steps up there with a big cross-court smash and gets back on serve.
Wasting no time, she gets right back at it.
That is a miss hit at the net there by McBurney, as she can't control that and puts it right into the net. Very uncharacteristic from Madison McBurney there, as you don't see mistakes like that from the Whitby, Ontario native often. That's a good-looking serve that didn't look like it had a lot on it, but went over the net and just dropped as McIsaac fooled the Lords on that one, opening up a 6-point lead as the Mountaineers have found their groove. Romaine hit over there by Raymond. Lords trying to answer back here. Romaine just tips the ball over as Mountaineers answer back in a big way. That time it's Cover.
They're pulling away in this one, Joey. 12-5 now. It's not a good look here by the Lords.
Especially after Coach Clark called that timeout. They've only got the 1 point. They'll take that one there on the unforced error. As really, John, I think that's what the Mountaineers have done or have changed the most from early in that first set, is they just haven't given the ball away and they're letting the Lords make the mistakes.
Yeah, you know, 5 of Durham's 6 points have come because the Mountaineers have either put it long or knocked it out on their own accord. So not a good look when you're only able to get 1 point on your own off your own side of the court, and they just smashed into the net to give Mountaineers another point and service back.
Yeah, the Durham Lords have not found a way to get what they seem to always do in big games like this, a good service from one of their players. As they try and get back some momentum here, that was Raymond hammering that ball home.
A little bit more energy in the building. They can get another point. This building will get loud again for them.
This is far from over, but the Lords do have to start pushing here. 13-7 the score. Romaine on serve. Nice play there from the Mountaineers, but they're going to call it a net violation or a step under from the
Mountaineers, Durham ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Lead is now just 5. We've seen Megan Romaine have these huge services. Let's see if this can continue. That's a good start there. As that's too hot to handle as that hits off the arm of Camps and almost lands in the bleachers.
Megan Romaine is doing her best to pull her team out of this big hole they've given themselves.
Romaine, again, another good serve. She bumps that up. It's Frazier to Terwilliger, who's going to have an opportunity, and she does. Right at Child, who did a good diving play there to get it up. Frazier answers with a diving play of her own, and Double J has to get that ball over. She does. Answering back are the Mountaineers. Good dig out there by Johansson. This is Terwilliger. Terwilliger is blocked there at the net, but a good job there by Armstrong to keep it alive. This is Raymond, and she gets it to go as Kinsley Child extended for that ball but couldn't control it, as that was a great rally there for the Lords, and they are now within 3. Megan Romaine, a huge factor here. Another serve for number 15. Romaine sets up Terwilliger. That time it's blocked, but another good dig out by Raymond. Terwilliger again, and that time it's blocked. But once again, the Lords keep it alive. 3rd time's the charm for Allison Terwilliger. That time she gets a little more under it. But the Mountaineers answer back, as that was Cover. She just smashed that ball home to number 16 for the visiting team. And wow, just when it looked like the Lords had some momentum, that's a quick way to take it away.
Yeah, you know, great. I'm not going to take anything away from Cover. Great job, but the Lords they can't get down on themselves here. Good attempt there by Fraser, selling all out. I don't think she was ever going to get that one, but good job not giving up on it. They can't let this lead grow any more than just 5 points, though, Joey. They got to come back. They got to get this ball back right now.
Sent over there. It's Johansson with the bump, and a bit of a miscommunication there between Romaine and Armstrong.
We're going to see a second timeout from Coach Clark here soon.
Absolutely is. Can't afford to let this lead get much longer, as we are now officially midway through this second set. That's a good play at the net by Cover. Johansson digs it out. Romaine to Raymond. It's deflected there by the Mountaineers. That time it doesn't go, and Durham will get the point. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
It didn't touch Durham, that's all.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess they were trying. The Mountaineers were trying for the shallow cross-court spike, and it just didn't go. Nice play there by Fraser to try, or excuse me, Romaine to try and dig it out, but she couldn't, as this Mohawk Mountaineer team continues to tee off on the Lords at the net. Right now, Durham doesn't have an answer for this net front presence from the Mountaineers. This is Coiver right at Fraser. Armstrong hits it hard at Coiver. Going cross court there is Vanderwild. Terwilliger to Johansson. Johansson gets that ball over. A nice play there from Jessica Johansson. She put a lot of English on that ball and got it to go.
Good job there getting back within 5. Armstrong on serve now.
And there's another unforced error against the green, white, and gold, and that's going to hurt Alexa Armstrong. Not happy with herself after that one, as Devin Fraser immediately checks back into the game for her.
I wonder if we're going to start seeing some of Vandenheuvel on service.
Certainly would not surprise me. Kind of surprising we have not seen Althea Bonchaff yet in this one either, as Coach Clark is riding his starting 6. That one goes long, as it's Terwilliger getting under it too much.
She got the tip, though.
Oh, did she get the tip? Oh, that's great then for the Lords, as I didn't see that. I just saw it go long. Terwilliger gets the tip, and I had been saying Jessica Johansson was the leading scorer for the Lords, but Terwilliger has officially passed her.
Durham Lords royalty coming in and sitting down, as we got Jansen taking this game in.
Big Eric Jensen, who we saw being honored at the CRWC on ceremony night last week. The all-time leading point getter for the Durham Lords in the building. Trying to cheer these girls on, as that's an unforced error and a big one there against Lindsay Vanderwild. Now she crushes that serve right into the net, and the Lords are in mistake-free territory here, as they find themselves 6 points away from going down 2 sets to love here at home in a playoff game. As a big block there at the net from Raymond. Raymond goes cross court but can't get it. No tip there at the net. Coach is looking for it, parents are looking for it, and no call there from the official, as Megan Romaine's going to go over and have a conversation. But
yeah, they thought they got the tip on that.
It's you never really see the officials change their mind, as that's going to be an unsuccessful challenge there for the Lords. 20-14 the score here. Joey Chapman, John Lodge with you. Romaine does a nice job to just tap that ball over, but Coiver is proving too much to handle here, as number 16 in orange continues to punish the Lords, and that's going to force Coach Clark into using his second time out here, as things are not looking strong for the green, white, and gold here, John.
Yeah, Koiver has been fantastic in this one. She's showing her a tremendous strength at the net, smashing it in a fashion that making the Lords unable to get under it, get anything on it, not even a finger. So it's a good job by the Mountaineers, but Lords have to come out of this second timeout by Coach Clark, and they've got to give them a strong push, get the ball back, get it back to within 6 points here, and see if they can push back against the Mountaineers. You cannot go down 2 sets to love against these guys, Joey. You're going to end up starting to get in your own head and beating yourself up. And yeah, the Lords are too good of a team to not be in this tournament.
Absolutely. As a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, the Sheridan has taken a quick 10-8 lead over Seneca in women's volleyball action. On the men's side, Fleming currently leads St. Clair 14-9. And yeah, that's your quick out-of-town scoreboard here. As the Lords trying to get back into this one, down by 5.
Good dig there.
Child. Good job there, but a better play at the net, as that was McBurney coming up big there.
It's a good job getting that ball back, Joey. We got Alexa Armstrong checking back in now. And actually, it looks like we're going to see for the first time Jonica Babb checking in.
And Vandenheuvel here, as you called it, John. The Lords need a service here, and that's who they go with. The only graduating senior for this team. Koiver again. And
there's that smash, Joey.
They just can't stop it, as she's been such a beast. Kelsey Koiver has dominated this game for the Mountaineers.
You can almost hear the gun loading and firing every time she goes up. Click, click, boom.
Certainly not worrying at all about the Lords as she hammers it. It's a good answer from Sarah Raymond on that one.
We got Megan Romain coming up here now, Joey. Let's see if she can do what she did on our last service and get the Lords back in it.
That's exactly what the Lords need here. Out of timeouts, need a rally here. So this is Koiver. She mishits that for the first time. Hits that off the palm of her hand.
She's on the other side of the net too. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Well, she's on the rotation, right? So she's going to serve next, it looks like, for the Mountaineers. But you're right. Maybe she's a little less comfortable coming from that side. It's a good setup there. And Devin Frazier extends, trying to get under it. She couldn't. And the Lords in trouble, just 2 points away.
Red lights are flashing, Joey.
This one, yeah, absolutely. As this will be Cooper serving here for Mohawk. Trying to get it over here are the Lords. That's a good job there by Raymond. Still kept alive. That's Child. Great job there to keep that going from the Mountaineers. Romain digs that out. Frazier cross court to Raymond. Raymond's blocked at the net, and they're going to call that a 4-touch on the Durham Lords. What a mistake there, as it is 24-17 now, and the Mohawk Mountaineers section, the louder one.
Yeah, it's getting a little quiet here in the CRWC.
This ball sent over right at Frazier. Romain, Raymond, and there it is. Unsurprisingly, John, that is Kelsey Koiver, and they're going to say, and Kelsey Koiver gets the block, and it falls. The Lords fall in this second set, 17-25, as this started so promisingly for the Lords, jumping out to an early lead in that first set, but the Mountaineers dominated that second set pretty much from the get-go. And John, the Lords going to need a Herculean effort to get back into this one.
Yeah, they're going to. This is it. You got to go all out in this set here. Don't leave anything in the tank. It doesn't matter, because if you lose this one, it's over for you for the season. So Coach Clark is going to tell his team, we're going to be diving for balls. The communication is key. It's key. It's key. You can see when the Lords go to dig for balls, they're almost looking around before they jump for the dig, right, Joey? And that's because they're not being vocal enough in this game. So it's going to be interesting to see this set. And like I said, though, it's all or nothing right now. You go point by point, set by set. You got to think about just 1 point at a time. And you know what? Just to add to that story, I said after the first set, Megan Romaine had to be big, and she was probably the only player who was really big in that second set. A couple other key contributions from Terwilliger, but someone who's been really quiet is Jessica Johansson. They need their captain. That's what I'll call her. Their captain to step up for them and play like she normally does.
Yeah, it's certainly been an uncharacteristically quiet night for Jessica Johansson, as Allison Terwilliger has surpassed her for the points lead on this team, but she's certainly been strong all year long for the Green, White, and Gold. And they're going to need all hands on deck here, John, if they're going to find a way to pull out a victory here. As down 2 sets to love, certainly not ideal, but we've seen this team play strong and be dominant at long stretches this season. They're going to need 3 of their best sets if they want to find a way into the Elite 8, into the Final 8, into that tournament at Centennial next weekend.
That 5-set victory for Mohawk this past month, they won their first 2 sets, and then they lost the 2 consequential sets. So it's happened before. Now, Mohawk did end up coming up with the 5th set win. It's happened before where Mohawk has given up back-to-back sets after being up 2 sets to love. So Durham can do it. This game is not over. They just have to think 1 point at a time.
As it looks like Coach Park is going to stick with Jonica Babb here as we start this 3rd set.
A little bit more size at the net.
Well, he's taking out Alexa Armstrong.
Not height, but like a little bit more force.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. If that ball directly into the net by Cooper. Romaine will have the ball here. Excuse me, it's Caper. I keep doing that. I don't know why. C-U, and I just keep not wanting to call it.
That's a great serve there by Megan Romaine. A gravity drop gets it over everyone's head. They think it's going long, and there's just bing right in front of the line for Durham's 2nd point of this 3rd set.
Yeah, the Lords need to jump out to a good one here and start this 3rd set out strong. Megan Romaine certainly on pace to do that early. Good keep alive by the Lords as Johansson just gets it over. Mountaineers trying to fight back. And what a play by Devin Fraser as she went full out trying to get that ball over. But unfortunately, the libero for the Lords can't get it to land in play. And that's a wasted effort there as the Lords give back serve. It will be Coiver who has it for the team in orange. Coiver goes cross court to Johansson. Romaine hit hard there by Terwilliger, and they're going to say that is inbounds as Allison Terwilliger continues her strong game here tonight. John, certainly can't blame her for the struggles of the home team this afternoon.
No, it's just key players not playing like key players. Terwilliger's been good, Romaine's been good, but when you lose Johansson, not lose her, but when she's not playing up to her 100%, and it's hard to win.
Absolutely, this has been a committee team all season long. Sarah Raymond, who has had spectacular moments in this match, has also had a couple unforced errors. That time she gets that serve over nicely right at Child. That's a smash there at the net from the Mountaineers as they continue to dominate at the net here, Johnny, and that's been the difference as the Lords don't seem to have an answer for this high-powered attack.
This is not a recording.
Setting it over here is Camps. Just tips off the net, but gets it to go. Good job there by Johansson. Terwilliger hammers that ball. Good play there for number 10. getting the Lords back on serve here as they lead early in this one, 5-2. Joey Chapman, John Lodge with you on the Durham Lords Network. Bab with a high arcing serve there, trying to do something with it are the Mountaineers. Combo at the net, as that was both McBurney and Johansson there, but that ball still finds a way to go. And as quickly as they regained serve, they lost it as the Lords, or as the Mountaineers, I should say, will be back. This is Vanderwild. Here's the gym is getting loud, trying to force an error here. Romaine to Johansson, and a great job there from the Mountaineers to keep that alive. But a mishit from Jesse McIsaac cost them.
Getting noisy in here now. The CRWC needs to add a lot of energy.
Trying to will these girls into a playoff victory. That ball goes long. That was Hybert trying to go close side smash, and it went way long, as that's going to force Coach Snar into calling his first timeout of the set.
I think that's his first, sorry Joe to cut you off, I think that's his first timeout in like 2 sets.
Yeah, it's his first timeout since the first, when the Lords found themselves in a very similar position up early. They've played very well since that. I believe he called both his timeouts in the first set, and after that second one, it's really been all Mountaineers up until this point. And the Lords doing a good job here early, John, at taking control, but they need to continue this as this set continues.
Yeah, playing point by point, right, Joey? And that's exactly what's key here. They can't get too far ahead of themselves. They lose service. What's next? Well, you got to get the service back, right? So that's 1 point. And now when you have the service back, try and keep the service. 1 point by 1 point by 1 point. That's how you're going to win this game. That's how you're going to win this set. And then you're going to hopefully win the next set. It's going to be a long road they have ahead of them. But here's hoping, me and you, we're hoping for a long game here.
Absolutely. We're here all night anyway, so we might as well keep going here, as the Lords and the Thunder will face off in some basketball action later on tonight right here in the CRWC. As a good rally here is capped off with a huge attack at the net. That time it is Habert who gets it for the Mountaineers, and they get quickly back on serve after that timeout. McIsaac on serve here. Johansson with the bump to Romaine, behind to Williger, but she gets it to go. A good cross-court play there. Nice dig out there by Raymond. Frazier with a uncharacteristic error from the libero for the Lords. Certainly not a player that you see attacking too often, but it was the third hit she needed to get it over, and just a mishit there for number 13.
It's the first time they've been able to get under a Kovar smash and keep it up.
And you can see how high it went in the air too when Raymond went under it. It almost went to the ceiling. That's just the amount of power Koiver's been putting on these attacks all game long.
And McIsaac, Joey, she's got a gravity drop style serve. Every time I've seen it, it lofts a little bit and then it just drops right by the red line. As she sends that one in. Oh.
That's going to be just long.
I'm going to trust the all-star judges down there.
Very, very close, but it looked out to me from up here, and we didn't hear Fun Show down there complaining at all, so we'll go with it. As Johansson sends this ball over right at Child. Child backing up, got the bump. They have to get it over here. They do. Romaine sets up McBurney. McBurney goes cross-court with the tap. And a great play there from Madison McBurney, going cross-court and keeping this serve for the Lords. JJ has it. She keeps her feet on the ground and hits it over hard 2 times in a row right at Child, and that's 2 points for the Lords. 10-6 the score.
She's not messing around either. She's ready to go.
Absolutely. They are in full out attack mode here in this set, as another one goes for Jessica Johansson, as these quick serves working for her here. 11-6, the Lords have opened up a 5-point lead for the first time since way back in the first set. Johansson again, that ball looked like it might have been going long, but Child played it anyway. Big block there at the net on Koiver. The Lords getting in front of her. Again, they go up, but that time they can't stop her as Koiver hammers that ball home. As you can only stop her so many times as she continues to dominate this game at the net. This is Haidberg, the Watertown, Ontario native. Keeps her feet on the ground and gets it up. Raymond stepped in front of Fraser, and then the miscommunication, continues there from the Lords. That's back-to-back communication errors on the same rally, and it cost the Lords on that one.
Yeah, they were able to survive the first one. Raymond getting her hands on it, running into Fraser, but then Johansson and Fraser had issues as well.
That ball is going to land in. An excellent serve. Don't at all blame Sarah Raymond for letting that ball fall. It looked like it was going to be out of play, but it finds the court. What was once a 5-point lead is now just 2. Good job there by Raymond. McBurney hammers it down off a set from Romaine, and Madison McBurney had seen enough. She quickly hits that ball down, and she will be on serve here for the Lords. Up by 3, down 2-0 here in this 4-5 East-West crossover game. A huge dig out there by Johansson in the backcourt. She smashes that over from beyond the touchline. And number 13, Danielle Camps, goes cross court again as the Mountaineers continue to find spots on the court to hit the ball.
I think that one grazed off of McBurney's face.
That's never fun. As Romaine gets it to go there, a rare miss hit there from Koiver.
I don't think they were expecting Romaine to send that one over the way she did. Caught him off guard, and good job by her.
That ball's hit directly into the net by Camps. As Romaine on serve here. Daryl Callahan in the building.
Look at the beard, it's almost non-existent.
She's looking almost respectable. He's Daryl Callahan. Good to see Daryl in here as Koiver, Romaine, Fraser, to Williger. And that's going to be out or a Lord's point, because they're going to say that was in. Huge play there by Allison Terwilliger as the Lords have reopened a 5-point lead. As Koiver is too much to handle that time, as I feel like we can't go more than 5 points without saying Koiver's name, as she just hammered that ball into the block by Raymond, and nothing she could do about that.
She has been the offensive weapon for the Mountaineers today, for sure.
Absolutely, as Fraser does a good job there on the serve. It's Terwilliger going cross court. Koiver volleys it out. Getting it underneath it there was Romaine, as she does a good job there to keep this ball alive. Johansson just gets it over the net. Big block at the net, or an attempt by Jonica Babb, but that's going to land or hit her hands and land out of play as the Lords lead down to 3 again on this Kelsey Koiver serve here. That ball is sent over right at Fraser. Raymond hits it hard. Mountaineers got to get it over. Child does just that. Romaine, Babb is blocked, but a nice play there by Romaine to keep it alive as Raymond is blocked there at the net. As a combo there of 12 and 13, McIsaac and Camps for the team in orange.
So the lead shrinks a little bit more for Durham. They got to be careful here. They got to get this ball back.
As a good third set has been back and forth. Terwilliger goes cross court. Good job there. Keep it alive as Koiver. Johansson, Fraser. Johansson gets it over on the bump. Trying to set something up here are the Mountaineers, but a good block by Terwilliger shuts that down right away. Johansson, Frazier, Terwilliger, cross court and long. As the sure-handed Allison Terwilliger just gets a little too much of that one. Sends that ball into the net.
Lords have to take advantage of that. They really do.
Absolutely they do. As this 5-point lead is now 2 off of the missed serve there from Mohawk. Raymond sends it over there, volleyed up. Trying to set something up here are the Mountaineers. That was Camps hammering it. Terwilliger has the opportunity and makes no opportunity, but this is not good as Allison Terwilliger.
Oh, she's hurt really bad.
This isn't good at all as she landed on the foot of Jonica Babb. And immediately you could see the pain. This is certainly not what you want to see here.
No, definitely not. The training staff is going to do their job for the first time in our broadcast career, Joey. It looks like it's going to be an Achilles or an ankle. Joey, I think this is a good time to maybe take a break.
Yeah, probably. So we're gonna mute. We'll come back in a minute here. Obviously, we're hoping Allison Terwilliger's all right, but we're gonna let the training staff take a look at her, and we'll be back on the Durham Lords Network. And we are back here on the Durham Lords Network.
It's good to see Terwilliger get off the court.
Yeah, not putting any weight on that left leg, as that was certainly not the type of injury that the Lords need here, as they are on a roll and up by 3 in this third set, down 2-0. Allison Terwilliger, the leading scorer for this Durham Lords team, has been the best player in the game for the green, white, and gold. And obviously getting reset here is a challenge for both teams, as no one wants to see that. And
yeah, emotionally, that's going to drain this place, I think. It's going to be hard to get back to the level that the CRWC was at. Players on the court, fans in the stands. Everyone's just hoping that Allison Terwilliger is going to be okay.
So Althea Bonchef checks in for Terwilliger here, as fans try and get back into this one. Everybody just trying to regroup and refocus here. The Lords have their season on the line. As Romaine to Frazier, this is Bonchef, and that's her first hit is blocked. A good try there by Bab to keep it alive, but the Mountaineers, sorry Johnny, the Mountaineers certainly aren't going to take anything off the gas here despite the injury. You know, they're going to hammer Bonchef, the new player, into the game. They're going to keep going at Bab. The Lords try and hang on to this third set and force a fourth. This is Raymond getting that ball over nicely on the bump. Romaine that took that ball off the face, kept it alive, but can't get the second one to go. As the Mountaineers have cut this lead to 1. 17-16 the score. Joey Chapman joined as always by John Lodge here on the Durham Lords Network. Lords and Mountaineers in some OCAA women's volleyball playoff action. That was a nice chip there by Althea Bonchef over the net. Frazier, Romaine, Johansson. Good dig out there by the Mountaineers as they make quick work of the Lords defense on that one.
Just don't seem to be really into it right now, Joey. It's going to be hard mentally. The Lords are doing everything they can, and they just got to try and win this one for Terwilliger.
Yeah, the miscommunication certainly hurting the Lords there. Good job there. Keep it alive. This is Bonchef going cross court. She gets it. Lords back on serve now. A great play by Althea Bonchef and Jonica Bab will be on serve here for the green, white, and gold as they lead by 1 in this huge third set. Bab sends that ball over nicely. Mountaineers trying to respond. They do not, as that ball goes way long. At least that's what it looked like, but the officials say no, that's going to be in. Okay, as it's going to be Mountaineers points. Certainly didn't look like it from up here, but we will move on.
All tied up here, 18 aside.
Vanderweil sends this ball over right at Frazier. Frazier does a good job there, bumping it up for Romaine. As Bonchef does the two-handed smack over the net. Gives the Lords back on serve, and this is Althea Bonchef making her first serve of the game. That's a good one there. She went right at Koiver. Koiver bumps this ball over the net. It's Raymond, Frazier, or Romaine, cross court to Johansson, who makes it work as she overpowered the block there. And the Lords lead 20-18. Althea Bonchef doing a good job here, stepping in tough situation. She's been strong. Another good serve from her there. Mountaineers trying to get it over. Blocked at the net, or two Lords were at the net, couldn't get the block. Bonchef sends that ball over again. Cross court go the Mountaineers. Good dig out there by Frazier. Romaine gives it to McBurney. McBurney taps it over quickly. Dug out there by the Mountaineers. Johansson tries to go cross court, but a big block there by the orange team. Romaine keeps it alive. McBurney, this has to go over. That is Bonchef who does just that. Trying to set something up are the Mountaineers, but they are stuffed as Jessica Johansson comes up big with a block there. As a great rally from the Lords is won as Double J steps up big, and Bonchef stays on serve. Another good one from her there as she's not making unforced errors. Raymond in the backcourt just smacks that ball over. This is Child sending it up, trying to get something going, but a big block there at the net. McBurney and Romaine teaming up, and the Lords come away with the point as Corver with the 4 hits, and John here on this service.
Good job coming together here, the Lords, after that tough injury, forcing another timeout by Coach Schnarr. And yeah, they're not the way you want to see Thea Bonchev check into this game, but she has added that energy that they needed to come out and take this lead back and hopefully force a fourth set.
Yeah, absolutely. Gritty effort here from the Lords as they continue to work on the left ankle of Allison Terwilliger on the sidelines. But after, it could have been very easy, John, to pack things up if you're the Lords. You lose one of your best players to not a good-looking injury.
Well, head trainer Saul has her shoe off, and everything I know about ankle injuries is if it's severe, you leave the shoe on to keep the swelling down. So they took it off, so I'm hoping it's not as bad as we first thought. She's going to be out of this game for sure, but hopefully there's no structural damage there.
No, absolutely. Second-year player for the Lords has been so good. Certainly hope to see her back next year, if not in the Elite 8 next weekend. Here's Raymond, and that is blocked there at the net. A great triple block there from Mohawk as all three players at the front of the net were there. That was Havert who got the block, but lots of orange in front there. This is Raymond, just taps it over, gets it over the triple block that time. A good adjustment from Raymond. Romaine going cross court to Johansson, who just punches that ball over right into the block from Mohawk. Coiver bumps this ball over. McBurney, Romaine, McBurney, and she gets it. Madison McBurney continues her strong net front game as her and Romaine team up there for a beautiful connection. Lords just 2 points away from taking this set. This is Johansson on serve. She goes right to the backcourt. And a good looking serve there. This is Coiver, Bonchev, Romaine going cross court to Raymond. And that's going to hit off the hand of a Mountaineer. And the Lords catch a break on that one. 24-19 the score here now. Jessica Johansson, an opportunity to give the Lords their first set win here today. Johansson goes right at Childs. Trying to answer here are the Mountaineers. That's going to hit off of two Lords. Johansson being the last one to touch it. And it's 24-20. Lords with a huge opportunity here as Meredith Elstone checks into this game to serve for the Mountaineers. As that's going to be a Coach Clark timeout as the Mountaineers have used both of theirs, John.
It's an interesting call by Coach Clark to get that timeout. I get that you gave up the point and it's going to be their service, but you almost had the momentum. You had the momentum. You don't want to stem your own momentum, but maybe he just wants to give his girls a little bit of a breather, some water, and reset what they're going to do out of this set here, or this service.
Yeah, breathe. Make sure you got everybody on the court that you want. I don't hate the timeout from Coach Clark. Just make sure everybody knows what they need to do, what you're trying to set up here. This is the season, John.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. If the Lords lose this one, it's done. And you certainly don't want to lose at home as the crowd trying to will this team back into this one here as the timeout is over. It will be Elstone on serve, the Hamilton, Ontario native. Coming off the bench here in a big situation. Elstone dug out there by Fraser. Johansson and Romaine almost went into the bleachers, but Bonchev gets it over. Johansson, Fraser, Raymond smacks that ball hard. A good dig out there from the Mountaineers. That ball's gonna go long, and the Durham Lords take the third set 25-20 without Allison Terwilliger. What a huge comeback here for the Lords as the official just got smoked in the head with a volleyball. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, great job there by the Lords coming back, and after that big injury, you know, you could have quit on that one. They were losing momentum. The Mountaineers had come back to tie it, but they had the energy they needed out of Athea Bonchef, Jessica Johansson, Megan Romaine, everyone, Devin Fraser. They all just came together as a team there, Joey. It was great to see, and getting that first set victory. So now you're down 2-1. Do the same thing, point after point. Let's go for the second set.
As this is do or die. If you're just joining us, we are going into the fourth set here at the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center. John Lodge, Joey Chapman with you. The Mountaineers won the first two sets, and the Lords came away with that last one 25-20, despite losing leading scorer Allison Terwilliger to a not fun looking lower body injury. You think it's knee, I think it's ankle. Either way, it's not fun.
I wanted to correct myself. I thought it may have been knee, the way they walked her off the court, but watching what head trainer Saul has been working on, it's definitely an ankle.
It just looked like she came down on the foot of teammate Jonica Babb, and just one of those things that when you're jumping that high and putting that much into it, certainly liable to happen.
Yeah, no one on the team feels worse than Babb right now. I can guarantee you, being that close, not that she could have done anything about it, but I guarantee you nobody feels worse about what came down and what happened out of that.
As the Fleming Knights in men's volleyball action are up 2-0 on the St. Clair Saints. Women's basketball action, the Condors are leading 38-36. I don't even know who they're playing. They're not telling me. And Niagara, in women's volleyball action, Niagara leads the Cougars 45-16 in a little West Coast or West Region volleyball action. So a busy day across the OCAA on crossover Saturday, especially with volleyball. Lots of games on the go. Try and keep you updated here as we got a good one for you inside the CRWC. Lords and the Mountaineers. This is the 4-5 crossover game. The Lords finished 4th in the East, so they earned the right to host a playoff game. The Mountaineers finished 5th out West. Actually, they finished in a tie as there was a jam log at 22 points. Sheridan, Mohawk, and Niagara all had 22, but I assume it was the head-to-head record for the Sheridan that gave them the bump over Mohawk. As we are getting underway here in this fourth set, Lords need to find a way to come out with another one here, as that's an unforced error. John, what I thought the Lords did so much better in the fourth set was their ability to stop with the unforced errors, something that really hurt them in their first 2-set losses.
Yeah, they definitely need to continue along that train of thought and just play a cleaner version of volleyball. I completely agree with you. Unforced errors are killers, and you can't have that.
As they start the set with 2 in a row, as that ball goes along. One of 3 games here today at the CRWC, the only volleyball action, but the Algonquin Thunder are in town for a basketball doubleheader starting at 6 o'clock. Myself and John will have the call live on the Durham Lords Network. This is Bonchef is blocked there nicely at the net. But trying to get something going here are the Mountaineers. Romaine behind her to Raymond, and that's going to hit the line. Sarah Raymond with a great smash there. Goes down the near side and just gets the outside of the line. As she gives the Lords their first point here in this fourth set. Raymond now on serve, right at Child. Good dig out there from her. I was trying to hammer that was Camps, but didn't get all of it. Nice adjustment there from Raymond as she just tipped it over the triple block from the Mountaineers. Bonchef goes cross, and that's going to be a net violation against the Mountaineers, as the Lords have tied this thing back up at 2s in this early in this fourth set.
Yeah, the error comes back to haunt the Mountaineers on that one, so good job, Lords, taking advantage of that.
Frazier does a good job there. Romaine behind her to Bonchef, gets it through the double block, as that was Vandenwild and Camps right there for the Mountaineers, but Bonchef does a good job just powering it right through them, giving the Lords their first lead of the set.
Almost right into Bergs' lap was
that was Hover, yeah. Good job to keep it alive. And the Lords take their 5th in a row here, or 4th in a row, excuse me, all on Sarah Raymond's serves. She has started this set out strong. Raymond again goes down the far side. Koiver with a huge smash, but a better job there by Raymond to dig it out. Blocked there at the net. Lords have to get this ball over. Frazier does that on the bump right at her counterpart, libero Child. And that's set up beautifully there for Kelsey Koiver, who we've seen, John, is not going to miss those.
No, man.
Hammers that ball home. It gives herself the serve here for the Mountaineers as they trail by 1 in this fourth set, as they lead 2-1 here on Crossover Saturday.
Her arm is the hammer and the ball is the nail.
She's been punishing it today. Romaine, Bonchef gets it right at Child. It does a better job of keeping it alive. Libero for the Lords. Frazier does the same. Romaine, Bab tried to tip it over, but a miscommunication there between 15 and 9, as it looked like Bab was looking for a higher set from Megan Romaine, didn't get it. Those two have a conversation. Uncharacteristic. Megan Romaine so good at setting things up.
Yeah, that's just, that's not like her, and as we see there, not something that's going to happen very often.
Jessica Johansson comes up big for the first time in this set, hammering that ball off the arms of Camps for the Lords point. Jonica Babb will serve here. Lords leading 5-4. Babb just gently sends that ball over, and right there, the Mountaineers make them pay. That time it's Camps, the 5th-year player, gets up and hammers it home. Tying this one up at 5s. I have a feeling this is going to be a very back-and-forth fourth set.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say that. This is going to be a very close set, I feel.
Camps sends that over to Frazier. Frazier does a good job digging it out. Johansson to go cross court, and she does. Jessica Johansson forces Kelsey Koiver to go all out, but can't get it to go. Or can't get under it, I should say, as Koiver, as the Lords back on serve. This time it is Bonchef, as they've almost completely went around the rotation here early. Good job there by Bonchef to get under it. The Lords have to get it over, and they do. Good job there to keep that ball alive off the net. Cross-court play there by Vandenwild, as she made no mistake that time, putting it away to tie this game up at 6s here in this fourth set.
No better medicine for Allison Terwilliger than for her team to continue winning. Guaranteed that the trainers are giving her updates on the game. All she can do now is focus on her health, though.
Romaine, Bonchef in the backcourt gets the overhead to go. Set up there by the Mountaineers. Quickly tipped over, and that was a smart play there by McIsaac, as she just gets under that ball, taps it over the net, and has given the Mountaineers their first lead of this fourth set, 7-6.
We've been doing this too much together, Joey. I was about to say that again as well. It's like you're inside my head.
Telecommunication going on here as Romaine goes to Johansson, who tried to go cross court, but it was blocked. It still found its way over the net. Frazier, Romaine, McBurney, that's blocked there. But they're Mountaineers saying that hit the net, but the official says it hit a Mountaineer. They make no mistake there, as that's a reaction from Jessica Hebert. And she almost looks at the official there after smashing that ball down, saying, "You missed the first one, but I made sure it didn't cost our team."
You're going to call that sign the Johnny Manziel.
The little money sign. Romaine Bonchef from the backcourt sends that right at Koiver. Going cross court there nicely is McIsaac, but she gets that past Sarah Raymond.
Frazier was there for that one. Joey Raymond dove in front, and that's got to be a communication thing again for me. If you guys are telling each other where you're going to be, maybe Raymond doesn't make the attempt and she lets Frazier go at that one.
After a back and forth first 10 points or so, it's been all Mountaineers over the last 4. McBurney, an individual effort there at the net. What a play there, keeping this ball alive. Frazier to Bonchef. Bonchef tries to hit it through the double block. This time she cannot. Answering back are the Mountaineers, and that time it's Hedbert, as that's back-to-back spikes for number 9. And Coach Clark has got to be thinking about calling his first timeout here. Lords find themselves down by 4, as what has been an excellent service from Vandenwouw. Vandenwouw sends that right at Raymond. Set up there for Johansson, and Jessica Johansson makes no mistake on that one, as that's a huge play there for the Lords to get back on service, as JJ hit that ball right down the near touchline and found its way to the back corner. Here's Johansson's serve, gets that over right at Koiver, going to the other side of the court now. She bumps that up, is Johansson. Bonchef sets it to her, and that's going to go long, as Jessica Johansson uncharacteristically puts too much on that one.
She hit that one a little bit more forward than we're used to seeing her hit from the back line, so just went a little long.
Absolutely is. The Mountaineers get back on serve here. Romaine Raymond, and that is going to go for Sarah Raymond, because it looked like Hedbert was there on the block, but she couldn't get close enough to the net, as Raymond found the sweet spot, and McBurney will be serving here for the Lords, as Frazier is checked out. Oh, excuse me, no. Something else happened, but McBurney serving. Romaine going cross court to Raymond. Koiver, and Koiver hits it hard. John, it's getting to the point, it's almost like Eric Jensen. When you see Koiver go up, you just expect she's going to hammer it home. And she's just been a dominating force here, picking on the Lords defenders all afternoon long.
Going to record it on the laptop and just press enter every time it happens. Save your voice. Koiver up, Koiver smashes, point Mountaineers.
Yeah, it's very predictable, as that's going to be a Lords point, and it's an unforced error there. Don't see that very often, as Meredith Elstone has a throwing error on the serve. Just caught the ball, stepped on the line, and you can't do that. First time we've seen that all season long here inside the CRWC, but it can't have come at a better time for the Lords, as they'll need all the points they can get. Koiver gets under that ball way too much, as it goes almost to the back wall, and the Lords back right in this game. 12-10 the score. Noise picking up here inside the CRWC. Romaine, hard serve there. Mountaineers trying to get to do something with it. That hits off the hands of Bonchef, trying to get the block, but nobody else home for the Lords. And as quick as they got it, it's gone. Mountaineers back on serve. It is Caper. Sends that ball over. Good job here by the Lords. As that's hammered home by Althea Bonchef, as this back and forth set continues here.
Lords look to climb back in. This one stuck 2 points here. Raymond on serve. Joey, see if they can do it.
Raymond's serve is a good one, going right at McIsaac. Cross court, it's Koiver, and she hammers it home. That time, Sarah Raymond can't get under it enough.
It's the Koiver cannon.
Unrelenting is this. Here's Koiver. dominant. And then she has herself a good serve there, as Fraser couldn't get in a good position and Bonchef couldn't help her out.
There it is. There's a timeout.
Coach Clark has seen enough. Down by 4 after being up by 5 at one point. Oh, excuse me, they were never up by 5 in this set. That was last set. So down by 4 after back and forth, John. Lords certainly need a better effort if they have any chance of winning this 4th set and forcing a 5th one.
Yeah, like I said, they're just going to attack it 1 point at a time here, Joey. Can't get too far ahead of yourselves. Being down your leading scorer is going to make this even harder, but Thea Bonchef has done a good job filling in her place, getting up at the net and smashing the ball when needed. It just need to be a little bit more communicative. We've been talking about it this whole time. Talk to each other, let each other know where you're at. If Fraser's going to dive for it, make sure you scream while you're diving for it so your teammate knows you're going. It's hard to do, I understand, because you're thinking and you're trying to make sure you're in the right spot and making the right play. It's hard to get your mouth to work while your brain works at the same time. Believe me, we struggle with it all the time.
Every day.
But I know the Lords can do it. This is a great team, great coach team by Coach Clark, and let's see if they can get back in. It's stuck 4.
Koiver will have the ball in her hands on the serve for Mohawk here. Off this timeout, Koiver goes right at Raymond again. Fraser bumps this ball over, going at Vandenwild. Excuse me, that wasn't Koiver, that was Camps. A diving effort there from the Lords is going to go unrewarded, as that was Devin Fraser going all out for that one, John, and cannot get or keep it alive, but she almost went right into the back wall here at the gym. Koiver, once again, she goes at Raymond. Bonchef gets it off the block to go. Good job there by Althea Bonchef, hitting that hard off the hands of McIsaac. And the Lords back on serve here. Need a big one from Jonika Babb. Down by 4 once again. Babb, feet on the ground, goes right at Child with it. Trying to set something up here are the Mountaineers, and they do just that. And that's too easy there as they come together. 1, 2, 3 smash. As they've extended this lead back to 5. Camps with the ball in her hand here on serve. That's going to be a missed hit there from Devin Fraser as the unforced errors adding up for Coach Clark's squad.
Yeah, nice ace there by Camps.
I don't think that's an ace, that's just going to be an error against Fraser, it should be, as Raymond Romaine gets it over there on the quick little play. That's a block at the net, but can't control the block was McBurney, as this one is slipping away, and Coach Clark has no choice but to call his second timeout here, John. Down by 7, the first one, whatever he said, seemingly unsuccessful, and he's going to try again here as they're just 6 points away from their season being over right now.
Yeah, they definitely need to come out with a lot more fire in their belly here. They got to get this service back. They got to start putting points on the board, Joey, and these are all things that are just so obvious in this game, but they're things that need to be said and need to be reiterated in that huddle. Communication and points. Don't think too far ahead. Get one and then get the next.
Yeah, not getting into a rut here is going to be huge for the Lords. No unforced errors. This is do or die here for the Lords. Down 2 sets to 1, trailing in this 4 set, 19 to 12. It will be the Mountaineers on serve as Camps gets ready. Joey Chapman, John Lodge with you here on the Durham Lords Network. This is a fun one. Crossover Saturday here in OCAA volleyball action. This is Camps sending this ball over right at Raymond again. Johansson hammers it home as Jessica Johansson does exactly what they wanted to there.
service specialist checking in.
Absolutely, as Vanden Heuvel comes in here for Bonchev. Looks to have a more successful serve than she did her last time, and she was one and done. Vanden Heuvel's potentially last game here at the CRWC. Actually, it will be her last game no matter what, as a Lord. This is sent long there by Durham. As Vanden Heuvel's service is once again a one and done. Coming in here for the first time is Jesna Mermo. We haven't seen her all game long. She's coming into this one here for Coach Matthew Schnarr's team. 5 points away here are the Mountaineers, and that serve goes right into the net. A big break for the Lords as Mermo coming cold into this game. A quick unforced error, and Jessica Johansson now has the ball in her hands. JJ looking for a good service here. That was a hard one. A big block at the net as McBurney teamed up there with Romaine. That was a nice combo block there for the Lords. Puts them back within 5. Jessica Johansson once again goes at Camps. Nice block there. Once again, it's McBurney using her height at the net. Johansson, Romaine, Johansson, that hits off the top of the net, and it's a nice play there to keep it alive by the Mountaineers. An excellent job. Vanden Heuvel diving keeps that alive as the Lords can't get it to go. A great rally there from the visiting Mountaineers to keep that ball alive, and the Lords with an unforced error to give the Mountaineers back serve. This is McIsaac right at Fraser. Romaine, Raymond, cross court there. Nice play by Child to dig it out. Koiver. Good job by Johansson to keep that alive. Haven't seen a lot of that from the Lords tonight. Again, it's Koiver. Again, it's blocked. This time it's McBurney. Koiver hits it over. Third time she gets it. Miscommunication there, but the Lords get it to go as they ran into each other there. Johansson keeps it alive. Raymond smacks that ball over. A good rally here. Koiver taps it over. Vanden Heuvel and Raymond both down. Looks like not quite sure who got a piece of that. It was one of them, but either way, it doesn't go over the net, and the Lords trail by 7 here.
That's 2 players going for 1 ball again. Lack of communication on the behalf of the Durham Lords, and what a great rally though by both teams. Great volleyball there.
Yeah, absolutely. As unforced errors hurting the Lords, and another one there is Jessica Johansson cannot control the service as the Mountaineers are putting on a show here. As
the Lords are really on their heels now.
CRWC trying to will this team back into it. McIsaac's serve goes right at Johansson. This is Raymond, hits it hard. Good dive there by LaBarrel Child to keep it alive. McIsaac just volleys that over that cross court to Raymond on a good set there from Romaine. Koiver hits that ball hard, goes off the double block and stays in play. This ball's still alive, and it is hammered. Jessica Hedbert from the middle of the court puts it up and smacks it down as the Lords are 1 point away. McIsaac, McBurney, that hits the net, but the Lords get it over. That was Raymond. Teaming up for the block there as Romaine and McBurney not going away quietly. Here are the Lords, 24-16 here. As the season is on the line here for the Durham Lords, trying to stay alive here and force a 5th set. This is McBurney. She sends this ball over. Koiver hits it hard. It stays alive. Vanden Heuvel did that. Raymond at Child. Sarah Raymond keeps this thing alive as that was too much to handle for the LaBarrel Kinsley Child. And the Lords keep on pushing here.
You got nothing but the red line now. You just put the pedal to the metal.
McBurney. That serve is wide, and it is game, set, and match as the visiting Mohawk Mountaineers come in advance to the final 8, defeating the Durham Lords 23-25, 17-25, 25-20, 17-25 in an upset victory, as we're going to have handshakes here. A great season for the Durham Lords ends in disappointment here at the CRWC. Nicole Vandenheuvel, the only graduating senior on this club, so lots of promise coming back next year, but certainly not the way the Lords wanted their season to end here, John.
Yeah, my star, Kinsley Child, in that last set, she was dig after dig after dig, all out every single time you thought that the point was going to go for the Lords, it was going to go out of bounds. She was there getting her hands on it and getting her team back into it. Good job by Durham, good season by Durham. Unfortunately, they're not going to be going to the tournament, and for Nicole Vandenheuvel, we'll miss her, or the Lords will definitely miss her next year, but mostly a returning squad, so hopefully they can come back stronger next year and make a better push.
Well, that's going to be it here for volleyball at the CRWC. Myself and John want to thank everybody for tuning in on the Durham Lords Network all season long. It's been a hell of an honor. It's been a lot of fun to be involved in these games. It's been a great year, from Eric Jensen, watching him become the Lords' all-time leading scorer, to watching Allison Terwilliger and Jessica Johansson become stars in the OCAA right in front of our eyes. It's been a great year. John, is there anything you'd like to say before we sign off here?
Just thank you for listening, and make sure you stay tuned for the later games for basketball. We've got, who's coming into town, Joey?
The Algonquin Thunder are in town for tonight's basketball action.
So if you want to tune in for some great OCAA action, make sure to check myself and Joey out later on at Durham Lords Network on YouTube.
That's going to be it here from the CRWC. We'll be back around 6 o'clock for women's volleyball or basketball action. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. It's been a great year for the Lords. They fall here, unfortunately, today in a heartbreaker, and they do not advance to the Elite 8, but a season full of promise and hope for the Durham Lords, and they will certainly look to build on that next year. For John Lodge, I'm Joey Chapman. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk next year.